Back in the day, FPSRussia was one of the biggest channels on all of YouTube. That is until 2013 when team member Keith Ratliff was murdered. After that happened, many people started to ask the simple question, who killed him? In 2011, by far the biggest gun channel on all of YouTube was FPSRussia. Run by Kyle Myers, in the videos he'd put on his best fake Russian accent while teaching and demonstrating firearms to his legion of subscribers. What many thought of as a niche genre of content turned out to be very mainstream, with it at one point being one of the biggest accounts on the entire site. What you have to understand is that the demand for gun channels on YouTube sharply spiked with the rise of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare franchise. Gun channels had the opportunity to show off all the weapons used in those games in real life. With this, FPSRussia started to grow at an impressive speed. While many Americans can get access to the smaller firearms seen in the video games, the more impressive weapons seen on Kyle's channel are another story. To get access to something like a machine gun, you need to file a lot of paperwork, have the connections to buy it off someone, and of course the capital to get access to the weapon itself. This is where Keith Ratliff comes into the picture. Keith worked alongside Kyle, helping him get his hands on all the guns seen in the videos, which helped put them above all the other gun channels on YouTube. Not only were they business partners, but also friends. With this pairing of one obtaining the guns and the other one shooting them for millions of fans, they seemed unstoppable. Things all changed, however, on January 6, 2013, when Keith Ratliff was found murdered in his very own gun store from a bullet in the back of the head. This ended his life as well as an era of gun videos on YouTube, with many trying to wrap their heads around what happened. As mentioned, because of where the bullets had been entered in his head, suicide was ruled out of the equation. On top of this, nothing appeared to be missing from his gun store, so robbery didn't make sense either. Also, no one seemed to believe anyone in the FPSRussia team was involved. Keith had a vital role in providing the weapons that made the videos possible, and with him gone, the channel never recovered. An online brand on the rise now had its name tarnished because of an unknown assailant. The one thing that we do have to go on is that it appeared Keith knew his killer because there was absolutely no sign of a struggle from a man who was surrounded by guns in a gun store. So if it was somebody he knew, but not anyone from FPSRussia, who killed him? Well, there are three possibilities that may solve this mystery, and we'll go over all of them after a word from our sponsor. When do you want to start paying less on your credit card debt? How about today with a credit card consolidation loan from LIGHTSTREAM? LIGHTSTREAM rewards consumers who have good credit with a great interest rate and no fees. You could save thousands of dollars in interest, and applications are 100% online. You can even get your funds as soon as today. Right now, you can get a credit card consolidation loan from 5.49% APR with autopay, and other loans start even lower than that. I truly believe that their rates are a good deal, and on top of what they already have listed on the website, my viewers get an additional interest rate discount on top of what they're already offering. The only way to get this discount, however, is to use the link in the description, which is lightstream.com/mysteries. That's lightstream.com/mysteries. Subject to credit approval, rate includes 0.5% autopay discount, available only when you select autopay prior to loan funding. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com for important information about limits on Lightstream loans and same-day funding. In wake of Mr. Ratliff's death, the internet began to theorize and do research to try to uncover the killer and bring them to justice. Even though there was a limited amount of information to go on, these theories began to fall into three separate groups, all of which I'll go over today. The first of these theories is that this all happened after an affair of the romantic variety went wrong, leading to the murder. In an interview with his ex-wife, she tells about how they met on MySpace and fell in love. But things start to go downhill after getting married when she discovered he had been seeing another woman behind her back. This led to their separation, and made many wonder if this information had anything to do with his passing. Anyone who's ever watched a mystery show knows that murders motivated by romantic falling outs are all too common. And while no one has pointed suspicion to his ex-wife, many online wondered if this story of infidelity may have been a pattern. Many theorized that a love affair turned sour could have been involved in his murder, but looking into it myself, there is not much proof of this. Still, with not many other leads, it's an idea that many see as a possibility. And it would also fall into the assumption that this was done by someone he knew, since his guard was down and nothing was stolen. The second theory that many have peddled is that the murder was committed by the United States government. Their logic was Keith was very vocal with his support of the Second Amendment, and they believed Obama was trying to take their guns away. With FPSRussia growing into a massive force online, the government felt that Keith was becoming too powerful and that he needed to be stopped. At least this is what Alex Jones personally believes.
The founder of FPSRussia, the biggest gun show in the world, not just on YouTube, about 100 million viewers on average a month, just on YouTube, biggest gun show in the world, was tied up at his offices, he's a gun manufacturer, and shot in the back of the head execution style. The biggest gun show in the world, the founder, dead.
The problem with this theory is that out of all the enemies of the political elite, why go after some random YouTuber that ran a gun business? Surely there must be better targets for the United States to go after than FPSRussia. This brings us to our third, and in my opinion most plausible lead, a business deal gone wrong. Working in the field of guns and ammo, you buy and sell from a lot of different people. And even in the most professional of settings, sometimes deals go wrong and feelings get hurt. It's very possible that this all has a connection to one of these bad business deals where the other party thought that they were wrong by Keith, and instead of going through the court system, decided to take matters into their own hands. And this idea is backed up by the YouTuber FPSRussia, who had his very own theory. In a comment, he stated that Keith Ratliff started a YouTube network and quite a few gun-related channels joined it, but instead of having the high earnings he promised everyone, he took a huge cut and the channels earned 1/3 of what they did before joining. He went on to say that he couldn't help but think that one of these people assassinated him because of that fraud. Could this be the key to the mystery? Well, I emailed Dow for myself to hopefully get more information and see how he knew all this stuff. And he responded by telling me, around a month or two before his death, he and I talked on the phone and he tried to woo and woe me into joining his network. I got the used car salesman BS vibe from him and never joined. Quite a few gun channels did join it, and talking to some of them, they told me that their earnings were much lower than before they joined the network. Some of these guys were doing YouTube full time, so their videos were their only source of income. To me, that seemed like a pretty strong motive. I have no idea who would kill someone over that though, but it seemed like a logical possibility. The concept of doing bad deals with a group of people good with guns leading to them losing their livelihoods does seem like a very plausible motive for murder. It's unknown to me at this time if the detectives in charge of this murder case knew about these other gun channels with a grudge. If they were older detectives, they may have not even understood what a YouTube network was, and that there was even money to be made on this website and missed this lead. Of course, this is all speculation though. I tried doing more research into this lead myself, but all roads led to dead ends for me. Who these other gun channels were that were in the network, I don't know, but there's a chance one of them has more information about this murder. At this point, it's all a guessing game. We'll just have to wait and see if anyone with information decides to come forward to help reopen this case, with the trail now becoming increasingly cold. So that's all we know currently about the case of who murdered Keith. But as I mentioned earlier, there's still always a chance that later on down the line we'll find out new information that will hopefully finally give us closure. But until then, we'll just have to wait.